Stop me if you've heard this one before. A man with fragmented memories of his past is chased by enemies with a seemingly limitless amount of resources whilst on a hunt across Europe to recover a mysterious MacGuffin. And yet this isn't a rushed out inevitable sequel to this summer's lackluster Jason Bourne film, it's the latest in the Da Vinci Code franchise, whose previous entry, Angels and Demons, came out in 2009. Now I did watch both previous films to make sure I was up to speed with this franchise, but then I was distracted by a particularly fascinating Magnolia wall and promptly forgot everything. But I shouldn't have worried because the film doesn't bother with continuity either. And this lack of continuity should have made the film refreshing. After all the mindless explosions that passed for blockbusters this summer, this should have made for a nice change of pace. Should, but didn't. Where to start? The film borrowed more than its plot from Jason Bourne. The shaky cameras come along for the ride as well. Tom Hanks spent the entire film looking vaguely confused, as if trying to remember why he said yes to another one of these. He's never made a sequel outside of this franchise. And he's less a one-note character than Wikipedia. Seriously, all I know about him is that he likes his watch. That's it. I've learnt more about my dinner. He's joined on his quest by Felicity Jones, who, since she's starring in Rogue One, is someone who Hollywood has decided is going to be a big thing. And had they bothered to give her a character, I imagine she would have been fantastic in the role. As is, she's mostly just another Wikipedia who seems to be smarter than Hank's character by a long shot. But with the endlessly repetitive and repeated scenes of the apocalypse apart, don't worry, they vanish about halfway through the movie, this film is exactly the same as all the others, I think. In my defence, it was a very fascinating piece of Magnolia Wall. It had corners and everything. Something vaguely interesting happens if you've never seen a film with an action sequence before, then exposition, then a chase, then exposition, then an art puzzle, then more exposition followed by another action sequence, rinse and repeat. Oh, and spoiler warning, Hollywood changed the ending from the book, from one that had the potential to be debate-provoking into a boring conventional ending, stripping away the one thing that might make this film stick in my mind instead of letting it become just another pile of sludge that killed another few hours on my inevitable trip to the grave. And we don't need to be constantly reminded that the bad guy, whose death starts the whole thing, believed that the entire human race is a virus that needs to be destroyed. We got it the first time, and I certainly didn't need to see the same scene 3 times. What, were you worried the film wasn't repetitive enough already? The one, only good thing about this film is the music. Hans Zimmer does his usual outstanding work and creates a mind-blowing soundtrack that has the rotten luck to be attached to this film. But then, that's his whole franchise in a nutshell, isn't it? Incredible music trapped inside a complete and utter armpit of a film. This film is poor. Don't see it. Skip it. But have you guys seen it? And what's been your most disappointing film trilogy? Comment below, let me know. I'm Daniel, this has been a Dunking. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe.